Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
And it feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light, when you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Sometimes I've had a session with someone, it's oh no, they're blended right now. Let's get them unblended, you know? Mm-hmm. You can't quite tell how aware or present they are with,
right,
or conscious of it. Yeah. So right. I realized that about myself, that, and last time I was surprised at how often I blended and needed to blend in order to hear her. I think it was because she wasn't very verbal to start with.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of taken back, or just kind of surprised by that. And then I wanted to communicate. Wow, that was a lot of blending, but it's okay because that works for me.
Yeah, and it's intentional, and you're not letting it just overwhelm you to the point where you can't go back, or you losing the lesson or anything.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You mentioned continuing to work with those parts that we talked about last time, and I'm super curious about how it went. And also, you don't have to share any of that if you want to work on something else, or just however you want to go today is fine. But I am really eager to hear what that continued work looked like, and if you were contacting more parts through that. What that was like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, I'd love to share it. And then there was a separate part, or a different part that was coming up that I'll go into afterwards.
Great.
So what I found, excuse me, was a part that had mountain energy, was just very firm, standing solid, that was in charge of blocking the wind. Blocking attack, blocking, the wind. And it was really just solid. It was very committed to its job. And I was surprised it was so good-natured, even though it had the wind beating against it, spitting in its face, beating against it. It just knew that it needed to stand there and block the wind. And it just accepted that, and it didn't even have much. It didn't have retaliation energy or frustration, boredom, anything. It just was really committed, and it was really amazing to behold. And it had been protecting a young, surfaced as a young exile who had been really badly wounded and hadn't healed and hadn't had what had happened in life, what would help it heal. And it was just, I found it just laying on its back, wounded, like mortally wounded, and was able to care for it and help heal it and help pull the shards out of its wounds, and help give it love and nurture it back to health. It was very intense. It was very, very deep. I think that's one of the deepest parts and wounds I've ever found in myself.
Wow. And did it have an age?
It was surfacing as a baby toddler.
Huh.
And so it was small enough that I was held it, and it wanted to keep being held. So I held it for the whole duration of the session. And then I wrapped up blankets and pillows and physically held them for like 45 minutes afterwards. Just to give it the nurturing and the presence that it needed for as long as it needed it.
And how were these parts connected to the parts that we had talked about? Do you know, or were they connected? Because we had talked about, I don't know if you recall the staircase and the...
Yeah, she wasn't... Oh. Huh. So she hadn't been involved. She was more like an onlooker part that was aware of parts within the system, but hadn't been involved in the experiences that happened to them, but was aware. And so she could draw my attention towards where wounds were had. And she exhibited the behavior of not really being able to speak up or do, kind of frozen, like not really any other action to help heal the wound other than see that it was bad and hope that somebody would be able to come by eventually, who would be able to heal it. So that's just kind of an interesting pattern of kind of frozen and not able to speak up and not able, so I guess just the role of observer, but without equipped for action, or even equipped for much voice at the time.
I think I remember you saying that that's what she needed. She needed a voice.
Yeah. And so she needed a voice. And I feel like there's more, I don't know if she ties in, but I feel like there's some other voice work. I don't know if it's other parts or if she is involved with them. But that feels like something that's going to surface later. Like I expected to talk with her a lot during the week, and didn't, like, consciously, or like in really obvious, clear, conscious ways. So I just kind of set intention of, like, sometimes I picture like a megaphone of, like, if I can't see someone, then I'll just say, like, okay, well, I'm just sending out this message wherever you are in the system, that if you can hear this and you want to hear this, you'll be able to hear this message I'm sending. And that's okay if you, right now, you don't want to come talk to me, or we don't need to. Like, I just want to send out my intention and appreciation. And it feels like, I don't know what the next, it feels like she'll be coming back as an observer for something else in the next little while.
And you talked about doing this, meeting this mountain part and this toddler part in a session. Was that Were you working with an IFS person, or did you do this on your own?
With a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But through IFS stuff, or was it a mix of your other modalities that you're into?
Oh yeah, it was IFS. It was actually just self-guided. I just had a friend hold space, and then I was able to, so in IFS format.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So then today, I was listening in for who or what is the priority right now. And I've been practicing the intention of full openness in more areas of my life, anywhere where I notice that I'm not, fully open to listening to my intuition or hearing whatever the highest good is and being open to it. And so I was a little surprised at first. And I don't know if that's going to fit into IFS format or I don't even know quite where that's going to go. But I feel it in my body, the excitement and also some of the other sensations. So it feels cool that it's ready, and perhaps it's probably ready because of the preceding work that's happened, and now this stuff is ready. I'm excited to see what it is.
Yeah. So that's something you want to talk about today with me?
Yeah, I would love to.
The openness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so let me tune in.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I can start to feel it. So I was openness to this, and this is what was stepping through. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go into the topic or scenario to help bring it live. Oh boy. I can feel the nervousness, or if you're going to jump off the diving board or a cliff jump, the excitement you want to, but also the wow, this is a big deal, and the anticipation. Okay, so the theme is me being in the lead in my life. Previously, my system got very good at listening to my environment and the people in my space or around me. Got really good at hyper awareness, and then catering to whatever would keep the people in my environment happiest. To avoid feeling their emotions or avoid discomfort or contention or anything. And so I'd kind of let that lead. I'd notice what was present, and especially notice their wounds and their parts and what their parts would be triggered by. And then that would set the tone of, okay, now that I know, or to whatever degree I could sense that or project my imagination of what their triggers would be. And then I would navigate around all of that. Okay, so I'm just going to feel some sensations coming up. That's interesting. Okay, observing a sensation that kind of comes from my lower torso and then comes up and wraps up the back of my neck towards my head space. Kind of looks like it's like a cobra shape. Noticing that. Oh, okay. All right, and then to keep going. So previously, I would generally choose what I want to experience in life, what my goals are, where I'm headed, what my values are. But then this would supersede that. If the environment, if it felt, or if I imagined or sensed that the environment or people who were near me or around me wanted something different, that would become top priority. And I would do that instead of no, too bad, I'm going to do my goal.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Even just talking about it, I'm feeling more sensations. Okay, good. Thank you for surfacing for me to see. Felt a little something in my right side of my abdomen. Okay. And then let me finish. I'm going to finish describing it to hopefully surface everyone. So lately that's been shifting, and I've been realizing it's okay for me to go inside my own body and be aware of me and my system and be inside my system instead of having the majority of my focus being external and taking care of people or trying to, or just trying to avoid getting wounded by having been very aware of where danger is and trying to cater to keeping dangerous parts happy. That now instead I can be inside myself. Wow, okay, that already makes me breathe. And I can be aware of myself. I can be aware of what is my soul's path, what are my priorities, what are my goals, and that it's okay to do that. Yeah, so much. I'm just getting the clarity now that so much of my time, probably 50% of my time, would get diverted to like putting out fires or to giving other people's energy field what they wanted or what it sensed some part of them wanted.
Yeah.
And it's just so different to be like, oh no, I'm allowed to lead my life, and my system can be what's choosing in each moment what I'm going to do. And there isn't an external force that supersedes it and can take away the leadership or like the priorities and at any moment. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go into the goal or what the end result would be to help surface the parts. Okay. So the end result of me deciding, and not only deciding the direction, the path, the end goal, but continuing to be the one who's deciding my resource allotment and my moment to moment experience and choices the whole way, the entire way from here to there. Okay, so I'm just going to feel into that. Me deciding the whole time. Yep, okay, so I feel that the back of the head, getting a little bit of a visual. And also something in the stomach that feels almost a little bit nauseous, of like a oh no kind of feeling. Okay, let's see, what is that? Wow, okay, so right off the bat, it feels really foreign.
Okay.
Oh, and it even feels like, wow, is that going to be safe? Like, what would that even be like? How is that going to go? Are you serious? Like, we could just be the one deciding every step of the way, all the way to that place, and not have our path get like wind blow us over to a different path or waves, or like, you're serious? We could just keep going. Yeah, and I'm seeing that the waves are little on the sides, not enough to divert. Okay, so I'm just going to stand on that path.
And that's a part that you said that one's unfamiliar. Yeah, there's some part that's super unfamiliar with that. Okay. Wow, okay. So I feel it in the stomach, the upper abdomen. And it feels okay. Can you show me more of yourself? Yeah.
It feels, it's kind of just like mounting pressure, or like mounting almost like if you're holding your breath and you slowly keep inhaling, like like, oh, whoa, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So far I'm getting the shape of a ball. Oh, like, is it a bomb? I'm not sure about that. Okay, so it's a ball. Okay. So I'm just imagining myself on that path again.
The path of leading yourself, and you're feeling out for parts that are
not
triggered by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What is this? This is what? How do I describe this? Yeah. I'm just seeing a little cartoon bomb now. Okay, sure. Then we'll go with that. So, seeing like a blackish ball that is like slowly growing in size, like mounting anticipation or mounting pressure. Kind of the same feeling you have as like a fuse when the fuse is burning closer and closer, like that pressure building up and like the apprehension. Yeah. Okay. Apprehension. Okay. All right. So you feel apprehension in the upper abdomen. Okay, I'm just gonna watch it. Yeah, it almost doesn't breathe. It's okay. What do you feel?
Are you asking it what it feels?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worried about an explosion. Okay. Yeah. It's worried that like the anticipation is uncomfortable. The apprehension is uncomfortable, but it's really dreading an explosion and how much worse that would be. And it's almost like, yeah.
And how do you feel towards it when you hear that?
Compassion. I'm curious. I really care to understand its perspective. And so if I'm watching me out there on that path, and if me walks back over to here, like back to the starting point, the part calms down and goes, oh, okay.
Is it aware of you now?
Not fully yet. It's kind of just still, not yet. Okay, what if she goes back out halfway down that path again? What are you worried is going to happen? It kind of says like, the unknown. Okay. Yeah, it's like, I don't even know. I just know that really bad things can happen that you didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Like that, which is how every part experiences is like, what? Like an experience that's like, I didn't know things could hurt this bad or that this type of thing could happen to me.
Yeah.
So that's so valid. But it's like, I don't even know, but I know that there's unknown things that are worse than I've ever seen.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's worried like it saw like a huge tsunami wave, like come and take her out. Yeah. And it's like stuff like that. Like could come out of nowhere. There's things we don't know about. Okay, what else do you want to say? Oh, there's things we don't even know about. It could be horrible. It could be like unimaginable. It could be like so much more horrible than we didn't even
no way to prepare for.
Yeah.
To imagine.
Yeah, and how we wouldn't be prepared for something we didn't even know about, or something that hurts more or breaks you more than anything we've ever known about. Yeah. How would we be prepared for that? Okay. Yeah, it just says the unknown is a problem. It's really, now it's kind of showing me like a dark forest. Like if you were about on the edge of the forest, we're going to walk in, like that same feeling of like, wow, you don't know what's going to be in there. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. If you can't see anything because it's dark, like, okay.
And you're asking all these great questions of it. I'm wondering what your kind of proximity to this part is. And again, like, is it aware of you? Can you make it aware of you? That's kind of the first thing that's coming to my mind.
Okay. It kind of like, I got the visual of it holding up its hand towards me. Like I'm standing kind of near it, we're both looking in the same direction. And it kind of held up its hand of like it wants to finish introducing itself or something. Uh-huh. Where it's like it's not interested yet in me, even though I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, it feels like it might want to be known more. There's some lower abdomen upset, of like gurgly, of like uneasy, queasy. Okay. So it's involved with that experience. Is that how it feels? Maybe, or maybe the exile, I'm not sure. Okay, what else? Yeah, it's just a very like nail-biting experience to watch her walk all the way across the path to the destination and like until arrival. And then it's like, oh my gosh, she made it.
Yeah.
And no unknown like thing. And then these like tight, like almost shaking or like really weak from the experience of the apprehension.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really curious about something. And feel free to just ignore me or whatever. I mean, you clearly you know what you're doing here, but when this part sees this person walking down the path, in my mind, there's three of you in the room. Then basically, there's you yourself, there's this part, and then there's this kind of projection of the future, going down this path. Mm-hmm. And so, I guess really, I'm just calling attention to that, and again, kind of wondering how that part is watching this future part, and maybe I'm just eager for it to be with you, to be watching you.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like a movie that we're watching for it to be able to express itself. Okay. Let me see. So I want to ask it first how it feels about her having arrived over there. Mm-hmm. Wow. So it's still uneasy and nervous. Okay. And it says like, no, mysterious or unseen thing took her out along the way. But now that she's over there, that's safer, but it's still unknown. Like her safety is still unknown.
Yeah.
Of like how it's going to go and what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So then I'm turning off closing the movie projection as if we finished the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. And now it is looking at me. It's like it was manifesting as like a little bomb before, and now it's manifesting as like a little, almost like raccoon, like a little gremlin creature. Okay. All right, let's see. What do you Anything else you want to tell me? Okay. Kind of a little bit wide-eyed, a little bit exasperated about this job of being aware of
dangers.
The dangers, yeah, and the apprehension that's involved. Okay. Oh yeah, he looks pretty kind of bent out of shape. Like cartoon characters can demonstrate different facial expressions or whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. He just showed me a bear roaring to demonstrate like how shaken up his system is from this job and how like high strung or how intense his nervous system is.
Yeah.
From that makes a lot of sense, especially if you're imagining all of the worst things you could think of.
Sure.
In order to try and have a sense of maybe what else could exist, that would be close to that same amount of danger or even more dangerous. That would, leave the nervous system really heightened and shaken.
I have a question.
Okay.
How does it feel about being able to communicate this to you in this way now? How does that part feel about that?
It's not demonstrating much emotion about that. It's kind of still like acting out and and expressing just how shaken up his nervous system is.
Yeah.
Almost like he's still telling the story. He's not really taking in any emotions. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold space for acknowledging and understanding just how nerve-wracking that is. Yeah, and the stomach, okay, that makes sense. But your stomach would feel so super nervous and sick to your stomach, and and that like mounting pressure there. Yeah, that would be really scary. Would be really intense. Okay, and he's also showing that the experience of like switching, he can switch to a pleasant visual, an awareness of something that's pleasant, like flowers. And even while he's doing that, his body doesn't, like his system doesn't stop feeling the effect of the risk of danger, even if he can be looking at and noticing a flower. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. I understand. I see that. Okay. Okay. I get that. Now he's and now he's acting out like the pressure and agony. He's like kind of demonstrating a tantrum on the ground of like being in so much agony that there's pounding the floor or just totally overcome.
Does he feel like you get it?
I'm not sure. He definitely wants to say all his things.
Yeah, and I don't want to like interrupt that. And I just keep asking the same question of, where's like how's your connection with this part, and how does it feel about you Not that there's anything wrong with witnessing everything
Oh my
it has to
gosh,
share.
I'm doing kind of like the same pattern of like, let external energies tell all that they want to tell first before I take the lead and offer anything. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, let me introduce myself to him and I was introducing myself to him and like showing him my light and other things. And he was taking that in a little bit and then also still wanting to keep acting out the story that he was telling. That's funny. Okay, let me keep sharing a little bit more with him. Okay, that makes sense that he might have kept going on forever and ever because of it's not really something that you can finish communicating of like, no, seriously, for reals. There could be dangers you can't even imagine.
Right. And
anything you can't imagine, there could be something more, and then there could be something more.
And he may have
been,
been, that's what he's been doing, is he's been communicating that in his way for maybe what feels like forever and ever. And so, that's kind of when you're able to introduce and then say, okay, do I understand that? And, what can I do for you? Are you ready to leave that place and be with me, or however, or whatever it needs?
Well, so I started showing him my light.
Yeah.
And more light and more light. And then eventually he's kind of standing there in awe, just like with his arms limped down to his sides, looking up high at my light.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that until he experienced like there's something that's very powerful and safe that, that can be a source of comfort regardless of what's out there.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense that until he experienced that he would just keep going on and on about that we're not safe enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna let him keep experiencing me. Oh, it's starting to soften, relax a little bit. I'll just keep letting him. I'll keep sharing myself with him, my light.
What's your proximity like?
Pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like 3 or 4 feet away.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I introduced and shared more about myself and shared more light and love he softened and felt almost like sunshine, like felt the warmth of it and felt like comfort in the sunshine. But then he still was a bit worried about, like, not quite understanding, like, he's still a little bit scared.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to share a little bit more.
And is your sunlight also an invitation for him to join you and to...
Yeah. Oh, he came up and is kind of like a kitten or something. And he climbed up and is curled up in my arm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could ask him what he would think about just staying with you.
He would like to, he likes my presence and likes knowing that I'm here and wants to stay, held in my arm. And everyone, he's kind of like tired and like cozying up, and every once in a while he looks up and like points over there and then cuddles up again and then looks up and points over there, kind of real tired and groggy. This is probably the first, just getting to relax, but it still is saying like, but be safe, like we gotta still be safe and we gotta still keep a lookout. I feel my nervous system, especially in the upper body, soothed, and the stomach sensation is largely soothed. There's just a little bit, a little echo remnant left. Wow, he feels so much better. And is kind of wondering, like, he's always very in favor of being with me or this being the new reality, the new way. He's not totally certain, like, what that will mean or how that looks. But it seems like the longer he is feeling really soothed by my presence, a lot of those, the thoughts, the concerned thoughts are kind of melting away, and as if they don't even need an answer.
Right.
Like it's just
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Melting.
Or that it's not, that those answers can come, that you can come up with them, and it doesn't have to be something that keeps him up. Concerned.
It doesn't have to be known right now, and he doesn't have to. Doesn't have to keep him up. It's a good way to say it. Oh.
could offer him like where else he might like to be, or just what would a future look like. Just what would he like in his ideal scenario.
That was cute. When you said where else would he like to be, he pictured like somewhere other than where he is right now, curled up in my arm.
Yeah.
And like somewhere, and like he had a little moment of panic of like, I want to be with her. I want to be with her.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
that was cute.
yeah. Yeah, so I guess, when he's ready and when you're ready, you could just go ahead and go to that place with him.
Yeah, so what would you like? What would you love? Oh, interesting. He's still on my arm, and I saw him seeing, we were suddenly like kind of flying or floating above the earth.
You can see everything from up there.
Yeah. Cool. So again, maybe he wants us to fly around. Sure, we can do that. We're kind of above the atmosphere, a little bit in space. Cool. How cute. He keeps saying, as long as I'm with you.
That's right. And he doesn't have to go back there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You don't. Yep. You can be with me forever. You don't have to go. All of that is in the past. Never have to go back there. You can be here with me forever. I asked him if he wanted to integrate. But it seems like he still wants to. I just keep getting visuals of him either in my arm or kind of like somehow like holding on to my sweater. Like, so he's still separate but wants to be right next to me, right next to my heart until he's ready.
You could ask if there are sensations in his body that he'd like to let go of, and you could go through that unburdening process.
Yeah, how cute. He's like a little animal, so he doesn't really have pockets, but somehow he had pockets, and he's like, oh yeah. And he like pulled a spoon out of his pocket and a little thing out of that pocket, and he's just like pulling stuff out. Cool. Yeah. Anything you want to get rid of? Oh, cute. Okay, he's got them all. For some reason, they're mostly utensils, cooking utensils. Okay, how do you want to destroy them? Oh, that's interesting. Cool. Magical dissolving water. Okay, here it is. You ready? Oh. Holy cow. That felt interesting. Okay, any more? Did you get them all? Oh, there's another handful. Okay. Wow, I feel almost like I'm vomiting energy while the stuff is dissolving in the water. Okay, more. Oh, there's the handle of that one isn't done yet. I'm push it in a little further. Wow, that is trippy. Every time he puts a handful in and it dissolves, I feel this energy.
It's awesome.
Okay, we get it all? Oh, he's got butter knives over there. Okay, are those ready to go too? Yeah, dissolve away. I think he's just got 3 more to go. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, so that one. Did you get them all? Oh, there's one left. Whew, so that one, okay. Oh, he's got like a, what is that? Pocket knife? Okay, that too. Oh, that one made the water bubble. Interesting. All right. He's got a lid of a can. Okay.
All these things to be prepared.
Yeah, yeah, survival preparedness.
When he has those all out, you might ask him what he would like to invite in.
Oh. Wow, yeah, he doesn't know at first. Makes sense. That's new territory to him. All right, you done with all of that? Oh, a pair of scissors. Okay. There you go. Okay, anything else? He keeps pulling stuff out of this, like, tool belt. So let's try to just put the whole tool belt in since it seems to have super deep pockets. Yeah. Yeah, he is open to that. Okay, there we go. All right, while you're doing, nope, we can't do it yet. Okay. And now he's got just a regular belt with suspenders. So many things. So super prepared. Okay. And it's kind of like a bird bath of magical water that was dissolving all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so now we need a bigger thing that he feels that could just, there we go. And he took off like a backpack and all kinds of stuff. Yep. We have a big pond area.
This might
So
be
you can drop anything in it.
This might be a crazy idea, but if he's got all these things packed on him, would it make sense to just dive in or to pour it over him to?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's gonna just jump in. Wait a minute, which one are you? Are you her? No, you're coming out? Yeah, okay. A princess walked out of the water first and held her arm out to like announce his coming out of the water. So, okay, cool. All right, come on out, little guy. What is up with all this elaborateness? There's like a parade now. There's like possums coming out of the water first, and then okay, sure. This is a big moment.
It is a big moment. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do all the fanfare. And now there are cars, little cars with possums in them, driving out of the water. There are now people on the sides of the road. This is so awesome. Oh, I love it. And there's like baton twirling. Cool.
Maybe these are some of those qualities that he wants to have. I don't know.
Good thinking. Huh.
You know, there's kind of a trumpeting.
Yeah. Just sparkly marching band.
Right. Kind of an announcing or having a voice.
Mm. Yeah, that's totally what he wants. I guess totally what he is. Oh, was that a hippo? It might have been a hippo. Balancing the ball. Cool. And now there's, I think that's Indiana Jones. Okay. Cool. Everyone, everything you want.
Another step when you're ready might be to invite other parts to kind of witness the work being done and just, they might want to participate or observe or just kind of be made aware of the power and the transformation or the healing.
There we go. At first, it seemed like just like dragons, or monsters or something. After I had that with the thought of like, oh, I could let the other parts be aware of and notice. And first there were like dragons or monsters that turned attention towards, which would be like this part's fear of like, I don't want danger to be aware of me and that I've got these new abilities and whatnot. So then cleared that out and then notified the parts and they felt it. Just gonna check on all the other parts to see if there's anything else that they're feeling or noticing. I got a visual of kind of like a fairy, like floating and looking. So I feel like they're observing from wherever they are. Okay. That's funny. You get a visual like zoomed out from the pond and can see like a whole winding road full of parade now.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a real kind of, what is that? Emoting, even like theatrical, humorous, celebratory, aware of celebration, like aware of the opportunity to celebrate, aware of the capacity, ability to celebrate things that are very significant or important. Oh, I think that might be what his preferred role is.
Celebratory.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all this good news, gotta tell people about it.
Okay. So it seems like he wants to do this parade for quite a while. So that's cool. So
beautiful.
He's gonna do that to his heart's content. And he wants me to come back, like check on him or like come meet with him again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or like each day this week. There's a certain way that you'd like to meet. He said somewhere celebratory. Okay. Oh, how funny. He even like giving the visual of like, hey, I'll take you somewhere really nice. We'll meet like somewhere really beautiful in nature for our meeting tomorrow, and then we'll meet somewhere really amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
That's so cool. What a fun little guy.
That's great.
Okay, cool. Is there a certain time of day or place? Yeah. Okay, I'll come right here where it's really comfy to sit and meditate.
Mm-hmm.
And and then we'll meet.
Brilliant.
Anything else? No. Okay, yeah, he's good. He's going to keep enjoying that celebratory parade for a while.
Beautiful. You sound like you're feeling good.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I love our system. Our systems are so great.
Yeah, they really are.
I just love every part of me as I get to know it.
As you get to know it, right?
Like, yeah.
It's like,
you're delightful.
Why haven't we been doing this?
Yeah. I like you so much. Why weren't we hanging out sooner?
Right. It's lovely.
Wow. How fun. And it all makes so much sense, too, in hindsight. All of it. Like that he hadn't known that there was a source of safety or help. And so that's true. That like unknown, that is like a never-endingly, like consuming thing to look into or to try to communicate to other people about.
Yeah.
So it made sense that he just needed to feel my presence and feel what the true self has and carries and has to offer. And then he was so happy to have that.
When we're staring at the abyss, when we're dealing with the unknown, we can fret about it or we can celebrate. We can celebrate what we have, which is his new preferred role.
Yeah. And so cute that he like was so tired and like nappy, which makes sense too, because his nervous system had been so insanely spent. And then after he had his nap, and that he was so prepared too, with like endless preparedness.
Yeah, never-ending job.
And then how that it makes sense that he's so very much happy and celebrating, like to the equal measure of how prepared and how intense his job was before.
I love that.
Yeah, it all makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that a part's just like, okay, I guess this is better. Like it's usually that incredible of just like, oh wow. I mean, they really have been doing this job for forever, and just to have a new lease on life, a new role that they choose, and to have that safety of your leadership and just warmth.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, and also that he wanted to like travel and like go meet at lots of different amazing, like the world wonders.
Yeah.
He's like able to take in and celebrate all the good that exists.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, James, for holding space for that.
Thank you for sharing. It was awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Do it again sometime.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. Well, have a beautiful evening. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Bye. All right. Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Zikri, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube, and they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.